Chiefs' 25-yard line. We're scoreless after one. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Purdy from the gun. This pass to Jennings, and he makes the catch. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence. It allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Once more, Purdy looking to throw. And it's taken in by his big tight end. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Shotgun now with Purdy. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Purdy. Escaping the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, this from 48. And this one is right down the middle. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. Well, of course, you want to find the end zone, but, you know, you go on the road, you get 3 points. I think you take it.
Yeah, pretty good start to the day for them, don't you think? Right? You go out there, get the 3 points. Now, look, it's not going to silence this crowd, but it might take a little bit of steam out of them right off the top.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Kadarius Toney going to elect to bring this one out. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been all about the defense. Just a lone field goal in that first half. And as a result, not too much available in terms of highlights. But that's okay. We've got a full half to go. And to bring it your way, let's get back out to Brandon and Charles.
These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half. Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that'll be caught by Tony. And from the 25, they work this to the 29. A gain of 4. Now a 3rd and 6. Mahomes now to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Purdy. He's got this complete to Ayuk on the out route. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 35, here's 2nd and 2. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Now on 1st down, it's Purdy. That's complete to the tight end, Saubert. we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Now 2nd and 5. A handoff from Mitchell running left. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Now Purdy. That is caught. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they take a knee. Second and 11 at the 41. Running left, here's Mitchell. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football. I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that. Brandon, I can just tell you from experience, there's nothing like pitching a shutout on defense, but even more so when it's a tight game. I mean, when every defensive play is crucial and you don't give up any points, boy, they're going to feel awfully good about themselves after this one.
Yeah, exactly. The offense wasn't humming, but, hey, all they needed was you can't score 1 point. All they needed was 2 points. You can't score 2 points on offense. All they needed was at least 3. They got what they needed.
They got what they needed. Exactly right.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and not all W's are created equal, CD, and this one came in shutout fashion.
Well, their offense certainly didn't need to do anything, right? They could take the day off, and they did. But the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense, obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough, and the defense carried the load.
But you know what they say, it's always fun to work on things. If it didn't go well in your game, with a victory in your pocket. And that's what they've got going forward.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Kansas City, so long, everybody.
It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. And it comes your way next.
Well, from a city that normally gets only about 20 inches of snow a year, they're getting a pretty good wallop right now as we're at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
The snow continuing to pile up at game time. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now a 2nd and 10. On the draw, here's Mitchell. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. With the snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And the Lions will take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl and came really within 1/4 of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
Now a play fake, and it's Goff. That throw taken in by Jameson Williams. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 38-yard line.
First carry now for David Montgomery. That one a first down pickup of 8.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. An 8-yard pickup. First down, Lions.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On first down, Goff. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop it. And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slipped free.
On third down, they go Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
That's a good, strong run there. While one picked up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. Deontay Hardy back deep. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. So we've hit halftime here, and as we expected, looking at the clock, a very quick first half of play. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios and this EA Sports Halftime Report. The snow certainly making conditions difficult, and it's not likely to get better anytime soon. As we turn it right back over to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the 3rd. And Charles, a scoreless first half. How does that change how you assess things here moving forward?
Well, it doesn't change it a whole lot because, remember, it's still scoreless, which means you're starting from 0 again, so you just have 1 half to play instead of 2. What I would look at my play sheet, though, and see is something that maybe loosens things up for my guys, gets a smile on their faces, and gets them going to begin the second half.
Goff on first down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Here's Goff. That'll be caught by St. Brown. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, we're in Baltimore, third quarter action, 2nd and 10. Here's Goff. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The sack there by Roquan Smith.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here that's complete. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. So 3 quarters in the book, still no one on the scoreboard. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore as we've got the final quarter upon us. We get ready to start the 4th. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. On the return, Hardy. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Jackson. Connecting with Aguilar. And he's going to be brought down right there. So nothing after the catches. He's dropped at the 42. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury. And we'll be back in a moment. Jackson. A quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Jackson going to run the draw. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
Well, the elements, the crowd, the situation, this is NFL football at its best. Here's 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And all the way in for the Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 58 yards. And the Ravens strike quickly to take the lead here in the 4th. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. So here's Goff and the Lions. Down 7-0. 1:11 to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Goff. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. 2-minute drills, they're tough enough, pressure-packed enough. And these elements makes it significantly tougher.
And you don't have the margin where you can say, okay, I can allow for certain things and maybe change up a little bit. Because it's a 2-minute situation, you've got to try and make the same plays you would make if the elements didn't exist.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Well, this crowd making it hard to hear. This is 3rd and 8. Now it's Goff. And incomplete on the deep ball.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
Yes, it was a touchdown. And not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as it kicks away here. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. little more than 40 seconds to play. Now 2nd and 10. Henry out of the pistol. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here's 3rd down and 5. Jackson, options out left. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he's going to pick up a first down here as that clock continues to run.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 10. 1st down, Lions.
Goff now to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So the Lions now, they'll get the first crack at things here in overtime as we are back underway. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 18. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones.
Cross pass. Complete to Donovan Peoples-Jones. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 22-yard line.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Goff. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
I know they may want to go for this, but the smart play probably to punt it, even given the field position, right?
In a sense, you honor what they've done all game. And this is a defense that's held the score down, kept it tight, kept you right in it, and they're really jonesing for one more shot. Give it to them. Let them play defense for you and give you a better chance to win the game.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Here's Hardy set to return. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick six, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series as you have both sides playing. Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
On second down, here's Henry. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. One overtime. How about two? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that second overtime in just a moment. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Jackson going to keep it running right. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Again, Jackson will keep it. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
Jackson's throw pulled in by Aguilar. A lot of efficiency here on this drive. This may be their best drive of the game.
If they moved it like this throughout the entire game, we probably wouldn't be here in overtime. But right now, what you just said was the key word, efficiency. Taking care of the ball, move it downfield, get themselves in a position to score, and win this game.
A first down carry for Henry. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Throwing, Jackson. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Jackson to throw. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit into football.
So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good. And they have won it here in double overtime.
Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles.
It's Madden NFL 24, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Buffalo Bills, and it's all up next.
From the home of the Bills since 1973, we are at Highmark Stadium, just south of downtown Buffalo. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Buffalo Bills. Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said. The key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
And we are underway in Buffalo. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at two different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. And right away, he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
To put it mildly, that is not the way anyone wants to start off a game. You fumble on your first offensive snap. But now what you're worried about is, does that linger throughout the game for your guys on offense? And how's the defense going to handle it? Because no one expects to run out on the field on the first play and have to all of a sudden start to play themselves.
Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
And so often when you've stolen a possession, as they just did there,
on the first play,
picking up the fumble, the natural inclination is to attack, go after them big. Sometimes what you just want to do is put the ball in the hands of one of your best players and one of their favorite plays and establish your dominance that way.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Now 2nd and 9. Now a first carry for the brother of Dalvin. It's James Cook. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Cook. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuff from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Allen now looks to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Curtis Samuel. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This taken in right around the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it 2nd down and 11. Hurts sets up to throw it. This short throw caught by Goddard, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here's Hurts to throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
2nd down, here's Jalen Hurts. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Can we get some forensics done here? Because I need to figure out
What on that ball?
Yeah, on the ball, on the guys carrying the ball, what's going on? Back-to-back drives, back-to-back fumbles. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're coming out here playing the NFL.
I don't think the coaching staff thinks it makes a whole lot of sense either.
No, maybe there'll be changes, but if nothing else, there will be a few stern talking tos, that's for sure.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. That's caught by Kincaid working the middle of the field. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the 1st round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. Throwing on 1st down is Allen. And incomplete.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Now Allen. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Cook. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. To throw, it's Allen. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They wanted to throw for it. A surprise does not work on 4th and goal from the 1. And this Eagle defense stands tall down near the goal line. The Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here.
under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Hurts. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. That's Matt Milano firing in from his linebacker position. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park, where the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando and the EA Sports halftime report. We were treated to a solid first half of football by the great quarterback, Josh Allen. His touchdown pass is the only score of the game thus far, as his guys hold a 7-0 lead to this point.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bills offense set to take over to begin quarter number 3. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Beginning this series with a handoff to Cook. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Cook again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo 1st down. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the 3rd quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit it.
Devontae Parker. Loose inside the 30. Devontae Parker. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Parker, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the third quarter. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
Elliott Good with a PAT, and we are tied at 7. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 6, and that is going to do it for this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. 7-7 is our score. Pretty even matchup so far as we start quarter number 4. Throwing, Allen. Again, it's Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now. Here's Allen. Finding Samuel. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock. But I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn it into a big gain.
Here's second down and 3. Now Allen. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Short game, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. Here's first down. Allen. Right back to Cook for another completion. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Clock at 36 seconds. Here's second down. To throw is Allen. On second down, here's the option. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. final minute, one timeout remaining. 1st and 10.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Cook up the gut. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So all eyes now on Tyler Bass. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. His first attempt of the afternoon, and it's for the win. And his kick is indeed good, and the Bills are going to get out of here winners.
Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game, but hey, they got enough points to get the job done, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win, and in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports.
It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and we'll play host to a battle between conferences. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Houston Texans. Coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Houston Texans. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, happy to be with you. And CD, as we get this thing going, give the folks at home something to keep their eye on.
The running game for both teams, because I think this is going to be an old-fashioned, old-school type of a game. Physical, who wins up front, who runs the ball the best and controls the clock, they will come out the victor.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now, because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
Opening play, and Stroud will throw it. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved, able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guy's up. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. He's going to involve multiple people, and right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better. That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
Back to Mixon on second down. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On first down, here's Stroud. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Here's second and 10. And Stroud now to throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Jair Alexander in from the corner to make the sack. We're scoreless after one. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football, as they've got it with a third down and long coming up. Stroud. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's fourth down.
And I believe that would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? But a long one, and he can't connect. So good field position for the Packers as they come up first and 10 at their own 46. Here's Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft.
Ran a perfect defense in this situation. Would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
This 2nd and 4. To throw now. Here's Love. Finds his receiver, Watson. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A long first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
The clock rolls as the Packers look to hurry things up. Now a 2nd down throw for Love here. That's complete. He finds Jayden Reed. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Jordan Love ready on first down here. Caught on the right side. Reed. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, this from 33. Joseph's got it. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. A lot of energy in this building tonight, but the opening drive produces 3, maybe quiets them just a bit, at least momentarily.
Just a little, right? That's all you're asking for, right? Things just getting started. You know they haven't taken the momentum totally here, but at the same time, they like what they've done here in the early going.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. 3-0 our score. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, BG, thanks very much. And welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. If you missed the first half, there's not much to get you caught up on. Just the lone field goal accounting for the entirety of the scoring. A 3-0 game to this point, as both defenses have been strong so far.
These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Packer offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
On second down, Jacobs. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
3rd and 2. Love. And he is caught. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down.
You just had the feeling that sooner or later someone was going to come up with that one play. Neither team has really done a whole lot offensively, but here's one that pays off to the tune of big yardage, and it's one that could maybe get this group in gear.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Jacobs going to try the middle. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Texans are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
What time to come up with a play like that. They're now in field goal range. But the opportunity is also there to try and win the game outright.
This is 1st and 10. Stroud to throw it. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now In this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll come up now on second down. Stroud. This goes out wide from Mixon.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 1.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. Here's Stroud.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. This hasn't exactly been a battle of one touchdown after the other, quite the opposite. But at 3-3 now here in the 4th, it's been an entertaining game considering just 2 field goals.
Yeah, is it really a football game now, or are we watching baseball? This feels like a pitcher's duel, doesn't it? Nice, intense, on the edge of your seat. Have you been scoring this one? A lot of strikeouts and ground balls in this one.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as it kicks away here. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines, but then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sideline?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, you're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them in bounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late.
Love. Watson making the catch.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Packers.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
Two timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. Now Love. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs.
What a call right there. That is so well executed offensively. A massive play in this game. And now all of a sudden, they are in field goal range. And with a chance to walk out of here winners.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Tension building. Here's Greg Joseph.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
A little extra pressure with this one for Greg Joseph.
This to almost certainly win the football game. And this one is right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So they tried to ice him there, but it's fair to say it did not have the intended effect.
And I've known kickers that take it as an affront. And there he says, you think you're going to rattle me? Think again.
Joseph now to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. One final shot for C.J. Stroud. Finding Schultz. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Houston, good night, everybody.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals. And it's coming up next.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
We are set to go. Evan McPherson to do the honors, and we are underway from Cincinnati. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25.
First look at the Cowboys offense as Dak Prescott gets ready to guide them.
It's been a lot of fun watching him advance in his career. Many people question his ability to throw the football coming out of Mississippi State. He's conclusively answered that question. In addition, a very strong runner and an even better leader.
And Dak going to start out going to the air.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup.
Prescott looks to throw on first. His throw incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
2nd and 10.
Prescott now. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. On the run, it's Dowdle. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line.
Holding offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. They'll throw again. Prescott. Touchdown! Jalen Tolbert, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
Well,
Well, that drive felt like it took up an eternity. We finally have some action on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but plenty of action prior to, because that drive took up all the first quarter before we spilled into the second, and finally, points were registered.
On the other sideline, they're chomping at the bit just to get the football. Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was finished off by a Jalen Tolbert touchdown grab. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And his task in this situation is making sure this team knows that there's a sense of urgency, yet somehow still stays calm. Because your natural impulse, your first possession is not until the second quarter, is you got to attack right away. Throw something big at them right away. Yeah, you got to move the ball, but maybe be a little bit careful in doing so.
Burrow on play action. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Burrow will throw. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They'll run out of the gun with Moritz. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, on is Brad Robbins to punt for the Bengals. Kevontae Turpin deep for the Cowboys. And it's fielded at the 34. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. To throw is Prescott. Able to hit his target Lamb. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
A dump off for Davis. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And again, it's Prescott. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Charlie Jones now from his end zone. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Nothing is our score as we get started again on EA Sports. No run back here for Jones. A touchback. The Bengal offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
First down. Here's Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Burrow. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
And a key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down. Spectacular catch turns into a first down.
First down saves them from a 3-and-out. To the air again, Burrow. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He finds his man, complete. It's Moss. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 38-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
They'll run on first down with Moss.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. Third and 2, now Burrow.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
That means there's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
So a pressure spot here for Evan McPherson.
It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good.
And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position. With all 3 timeouts, I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here comes third down and 7.
Now Prescott. That is caught. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they will take a knee here. They run here with Dowdle. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Prescott, he goes down to a knee, and that should just about do it. Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Cincinnati.
EA Sports. And if
Williams and Holmgren. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Josh Giddey. And it's Dort in at the 3 slot. Hey, Clark, what a game to close out the regular season.
Exactly. Hope springs eternal for these franchises. They are so optimistic and for different reasons. And we should see some of that enthusiasm here tonight.
So the Timberwolves win the tip. Conley against Gilgeous-Alexander. Good D by Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Oklahoma City. This time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, I mean, they had their chances, competed deep into that game, but had a few lulls there that just kind of took them down.
And, you know, those are the kind of games that sting and that bad taste lingers. Knowing you were in it, but not coming through down the stretch, those are hard to get over sometimes.
Now Edwards. After Lou Dort's three-pointer that didn't go. And there's the call on Chet Holmgren. That's his first foul. Now here's McDaniels. An 11-point game for him in the win against Atlanta. 5 to shoot. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
Well, you know, you hear about the importance of having depth all the time, bench players that contribute. In last game, their bench came alive.
Dort with a screen for Gilgeous-Alexander. The tray. Dort misses.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here is Conley. He's coming off a 13-point game against Atlanta.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. To the middle. Here's Holmgren. It's rebounded by Towns.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
Edwards passes to Gobert. Here's McDaniels. And he gets the bucket.
Basically just ignored that contact inside. Really tough finish by McDaniels.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Timberwolves on top, up by 2. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Trailing by 2. Hayward out there with Wiggins. Then it's Williams. Then there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Wallace in at the shooting guard position. That's the group for Oklahoma City getting going here in the second. And good that time.
And upping the intensity, SGA forces his way through the contact.
After 2 consecutive first-round exits, Greg, the Timberwolves are looking to take that next step.
And with Anthony Edwards at the helm, I think they will soon. But you have to remember, he is only 22 years old. And when your star is that young, you typically have to endure some growing pains before breaking through.
Out to Wallace. Wiggins outside. Here he goes. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Morris passes to Anderson. Here's Alexander Walker. Ended by Hayward. Got a piece of it. Shot clock at 5. Basket counts.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
43 seconds left in the first half. Morris against Gilgeous-Alexander. Wallace with a screen on Morris. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Anthony Edwards with the rebound.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
And the shot is good. Anderson's got the lead up to 2 now for the Timberwolves.
And despite those shooting problems in the first quarter, they have the lead and look like they're finally getting it together offensively.
Wallace looking for an opening. Williams for 3, and it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
What a way to end the half there, guys. Big-time 3 to take the lead at the buzzer.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Thunder lead by 1. And for 2K Sports, we'll be back here at Paycom Center right after this.
Let's hear it for Red Panda.
Thanks for tuning in. The story tonight with the Minnesota Timberwolves, they were in a close game.
Listen, they need better looks. Under 40% shooting, not going to cat it. You got to work the ball inside. I promise you, if you work that ball inside, good things will happen.
Shaq, we can count on you to always suggest working the ball down low.
Because I know it works, Ernie. If you look at the left hand, you see unos, dos, tres, cuatro rings. See that? Bling, bling.
Now taking a closer look at the first half, how about the performance from these two guys?
I mean, this is exactly what we were hoping for tonight. Seeing these two go toe-to-toe, we've got a fight on our hands.
It certainly has lived up to its billing. We'll see who blinks first. Hey, Shaq, you and I should do that too. Ready? Staring contest. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You blink. And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. GA, we've seen it over the last couple of years. The center position has come back into vogue.
And, Kevin, we were seeing teams go small, lots of 4s, even traditional 3s play the 5. But with MVP-level seasons from guys like Jokic and Embiid, The center isn't quite extinct yet.
And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. Towns and Gobert hold down the post for him. The wing set for him, Edwards and McDaniel. And it's Conley in at the point. Ray, we were just talking about Chet Holmgren, and he's a lot tougher, I think, than his frame might indicate.
Physically and mentally, he does not back down. In fact, he's often the one who initiates contact. You think you're going to bully him, he's going to try to bully you.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Josh Giddey is very capable off the dribble, and at 6'8", he's starting to use his size to finish. Coach Mark Daigneault said he's definitely physical. Before, he was just trying to shoot over people, but now he's taking up space, using his size and strength. He's getting a lot more around the basket. Kevin?
Yeah, he is getting into him. D.A., thank you. Now, George. After the missed three from Karl Anthony Towns. Giddey, no good. Timberwolves trail by 4. Edwards dishes to Conley. The pass to Towns. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Towns has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Giddey against Edwards. The 9-foot shot. And Giddey gets it to go. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Edwards against Giddey. Chalk up 2 there.
Well, the defense trying to throw Edwards off with some contact, but he smartly stays focused on his shot.
And here is Giddey. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Giddey. Takes a 3. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Oklahoma City out in front, leading by a point. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Dort and Williams up in the forward position. Josh Giddey is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Holmgren in at the 5 down low. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. And it's Towns missing. And so it's Giddey with it. He brings it up to the Thunder. They lead by 1.
Yeah, beautiful play on the interior. They're just using the height advantage to lay the ball up and in when they really needed that basket.
Oh, here's Edwards. Out left to the wing. Edwards with the screen. Passes it to Conley. Now here's Towns from about 19 feet. Here's Gobert. Pass to McDaniels to tie it up. Buries it from three-point range. McDaniels got the game tied up here for Minnesota.
Attacking right away. McDaniels wasting no time there.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Good work defensively by Conley. The Timberwolves have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Laces one from 3.
Somebody's lit a fire under Mike Conley.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Mark Daigneault talking to his team during the break. He challenged his team. He said they're not going to give us this one. We have to take it from them, starting now. We'll see if that message resonated. Kevin?
Thanks, David. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Conley against Gilgeous-Alexander. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Minnesota ball. .40 seconds left to play in the final quarter. I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
And finished off by Edwards.
At every level, Edwards has been the go-to guy for his team. It's in his DNA.
And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander.
No time to waste on this possession.
Got to go right up with it and then foul immediately.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They trail by 5. 29 seconds left in the fourth. .26 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Williams kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Off the run. Money! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And what a shot from Gilgeous-Alexander. This guy isn't afraid of the moment. Wow. Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
And that's an intentional foul.
Second team foul. Two shots.
It's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
People are holding their breath a little, wondering if Edwards can take care of business here.
So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
Giddey, no good. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
Taking 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
Still a solid point guard in this league. When Conley is healthy, he makes a considerable impact on both ends.
Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game. From deep three-point territory, count it. And so it's the Timberwolves who come out on top here. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded...
K Sports. What could be better than kicking back on a Sunday afternoon watching the NBA? And along with Grant Hill and Doris Burke, I'm Brian Anderson, joined by Allie LaForce, our reporter. Well, a chance to check out some stats for Damian Lillard.
And he's gone cold over the last 10 games, guys. His scoring numbers are down, and he can't seem to get out of this rough patch. He's got to get himself going tonight, or they'll start losing patience with him.
Looking at the starting 5 for the Dallas Mavericks. Luka and Kyrie are the talented backcourt. Derek Jones is out there with Washington, and it's Gafford in at the 5. And for Milwaukee, the heavyweights for this team, Middleton and Giannis at forward. Malik Beasley is out there with Damian Lillard, and it's Lopez in at the 5. Here we are at the final game of the regular season, Grant. For the players, are there some mixed emotions in these situations?
Oh, absolutely, B.A. I mean, it's nice to be at the finish line, but you always have some regrets from the season. Everyone thinks their record could have been at least 1 game or 2 better.
Here we go. And it's the Mavericks to start out. Irving against Beasley to the inside. And the dunk by Gafford.
That passing ability complements Irving scoring so well.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. And they got called for a 5-second violation. That went off the back iron and out. And here's Beasley. His offense has been solid, scoring around 11.5 points a game. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for the 8 seconds. 1:27 left in the first quarter. You know, when you think about Kyrie Irving's game, his ball handling is what still comes to mind first.
Yeah, you know, B.A., that and his killer instinct. Kyrie is one of the most creative players we've ever seen. A guy you can count on to come through in big moments.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds in time. Beverly, he's checked in for Beasley.
We've got 1:08 left to play in the first quarter. And Giannis Antetokounmpo picks up that foul. That's his first foul. Here's Gafford. So far, he's averaging 11 points a game. Down low. Here's Washington. And Washington powers it through.
Boy, the extraordinary playmaking instincts of Luka Doncic on display right there.
That'll be a 5-second call.
They have to figure out a way to lock down the ball and stop giving it away.
We played just over a minute here in the first. Jones finds Gafford. Ooh, too long in the paint. And he's hit with a 3-second violation. One thing you can count on with this Mavericks team, they shoot threes.
All night long if you let them. I mean, near the top of the league for attempts beyond the arc. They do it every chance they can get.
And he shows the focus there. Nails the tee. Well, Grant, how do the Bucks put the pieces back together and make a run at another title?
Well, the hope is this new coaching staff will unlock some new wrinkles and find ways to keep their offense from stalling in the clutch.
54 seconds left to play in the first. The three from Washington. And good. Coming on the assist by Irving. Washington's got 5 points.
What a way to begin this game. Dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
And the Bucks making a change here. Crowder's checked in. .46 seconds left in the first quarter here. From deep, here's Doncic. It's not going to go for him.
And you will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
And there's the 8-second violation as they can't get it across half court in time.
They just continue to struggle. Turnovers have been a big issue.
Green's checked in for Dallas. Hardaway comes in for Kyrie Irving. Here's Dallas now. It's been 10 straight unanswered. And Antetokounmpo over to help. The three from Washington. Rebounded by Lopez.
To play in front of their home crowd. And tonight's no different. Some confident players coming through the tunnel earlier on. Thank you for tuning into this Sunday afternoon 2K Sports edition of the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. David Aldridge will join us momentarily from the sidelines. A moment now to check out some numbers for Luka Doncic.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Now we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. The star backcourt of Doncic and Irving are out there. P.J. Washington is out there with Jones, and it's Gafford in at the 5. And for Milwaukee, Lopez is the pivot with Giannis to his side. Beasley on the wing along with Middleton. And it's Lillard in at the point guard position. Coming into the final game of the season, Greg, both of these teams appear ready for the next step.
And it's still important to end the season strong, even if you're out of the playoff picture. And if you're in the playoffs, you try to build some momentum tonight.
So Dallas will get the first possession. Irving against Beasley. Doncic outside. Gafford sets the pick for Doncic. The pass to Gafford. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
He's just adept at gutting the defense in these sets. Give Doncic a passing lane, and he'll thread the needle.
Looking at the Bucks, GA, they've made the playoffs every year since 2017.
And Kevin, as long as Giannis is at the helm, that streak should continue for a while. He's arguably the best player in the world. Guys want to play with this kid.
Now Doncic after the missed three from Damian Lillard. Here's Irving. And it's good, 2 points.
And Kyrie constantly beating his defenders and so good in those tight quarters with the basketball.
Antetokounmpo passes to Beasley. And it's Lopez at the elbow. Giannis outside. Lets it go with a three. Shot clock at 6. Kicks it out to Beasley. A three-pointer off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Pass to Doncic. There's the triple. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. Milwaukee has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And a deep three from Lillard. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate. The defense better tighten up on the mid-range there, much, much tighter. You expect him to make every single one of those.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Mavericks ahead, up by 4. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
For the Milwaukee Bucks, they come in off the loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Greg, what a remarkable run from the Dallas Mavericks in that 2010-11 NBA season.
And some say it's the toughest title any team has ever won. When you consider the juggernauts they took out, including the big three of the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals.
On the court for the Mavericks, Green is out there with Maxi Kleber. Then there's Irving. Then there's Hardaway. And it's Lively in at the center, filling out the middle. Green kicks to Irving. From outside the arc, gets the three-pointer to fall. Irving's got the lead up to 7 now for the Mavs.
And that is just money from Kyrie. He's so dangerous from outside the three-point line.
Middleton looking it over. Out to the wing. Portis in the post. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Now, Brent, when it comes to Portis, his duties have increased over the years.
And that has a lot to do, Kevin, with the defensive improvement from Bobby Portis. He puts more effort into that D, and the coaches trust him more, not just to spark off the bench.
And the first one at the line is good.
Yeah, if there's one drawback to Bobby Portis in his game is that emotionally you just want him to box that in at times. But that passion, man, sometimes it'll really get your teammates going.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Chris Middleton. Malik Beasley comes in for Pat Connaughton. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Patrick Beverley. And Portis trains both of them.
A big fella with the ability and confidence at the free throw line is something that every team wants. Don't have to make those late substitutions. Keep your big guys on the floor.
Here's Hardaway. Shot's good by Gafford. Gafford's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
Passes it to Portis. Dishes to Crowder. Back to Portis. Lock at 6. Shoots over Gafford. Portis can't get it to go. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Doncic passes to Gafford. And there's the feed to Hardaway. Back to Gafford. The dish to Hardaway. Crowder against Doncic. Shoots over Crowder. Doncic bullies the D inside.
And able to produce under any circumstances. Shot clock has no effect on Luka.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Joined by Doc Rivers. Coach, what did you think of the effort in the first half?
Well, the effort's fine, I guess. Defensively, we got to be better, so that's part of the effort. But they're just scoring too easy. They're throwing us around. They are so much more the physical team right now, so we got to pick up our physicality.
I'm sure that will be discussed thoroughly before the next half. Thanks. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Welcome in for halftime. And what's on tap, you ask? I can answer that. So far, it's been a nice outing for the Dallas Mavericks.
I don't think you can expect them to perform better offensively than they did in the first half, honestly. So the question becomes, Shaq, how do you sustain that efficiency?
Yeah, we see teams get a lead and they become trigger happy. Got to stay disciplined.
Okay, and now moving on to what's been a fantastic head-to-head matchup at the two-guard spot.
This shooting guard matchup has provided a lot of entertainment already. Major contributions from both players so far. And as a fan, man, you got to enjoy this battle. Wait for the second half.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
There is no stopping him, and you can't even contain him at this point. He is that talented.
Yeah, I don't know if you have enough game plans to slow him down. How do you guard a guy that good?
You know, Brent, I've got to ask, now that the age of college basketball dynasties is more or less over, do you miss it?
Yeah, I don't know so much if I've ever thought about it, Kevin, as dynasties, just so much as powerhouse teams that every year you see we're competing at the highest level in the NCAA tournament. So, really, I love the open competition, and I love that players have a choice now to where it is that they can control where they're going to make the biggest contributions collegiately.
Beasley on the wing along with Middleton. Lopez is the pivot with Giannis to his side. And it's Lillard in at the point. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers.
Brent, don't you love what a team player Giannis is? A star with very little ego.
One of the things, Greg, he does so well is deflect everything or reflect everything back to him. It's about him. He'll compliment his teammates, and then he'll take on the responsibility when the team isn't playing at its highest level.
No good from Irving.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Wow, Giannis with a strong finish inside.
That's fun to see the handles coming out there from Antetokounmpo. I mean, how do you stop a near 7-footer who's got some dribble skills like that?
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. A different look for Dallas. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for P.J. Washington. Hardaway is subbed in for Jones. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Irving finds Doncic. On the wing, Irving. Covered by Beasley. Irving passes to Gafford. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Gafford's got 6. 34 seconds left in the third quarter. Against Doncic. Lopez, a screen on Doncic. In the corner, Middleton with it. Beasley outside. Good. Another from 3.
And for this franchise now, he's hit the most threes in a single season.
His incredible range stretches out the defense on a nightly basis. It's an invaluable element to this offense. Irving kicks to Kleber. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Kleber's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And thanks to their outstanding defense, the impact Damian Lillard has had on this game has been minimal. We've got more in store for you right after this. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Dan, he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Doesn't happen with every point guard in the league as far as setting your teammates up. Lots more scorers now, but right there creating the scoring opportunity for his teammate.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Dallas leading by 7. On the floor for Dallas, the star backcourt of Doncic and Irving are out there. Daniel Gafford is out there with Maxi Kleber, and it's Hardaway in at the small forward position. Giannis up top, Kleber defending, and the jam by Antetokounmpo.
I think Giannis loves that kind of stuff right there. His dunks sometimes get vicious.
Nice job capturing the moments on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. The Mavericks shooting fantastically in this game, 62% from the floor. Lillard against Doncic. Irving with the ball. Can't hit from 12. Antetokounmpo looking over the floor. Offline with his 3.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Doncic passes to Irving. On the wing, Doncic. Covered by Lillard. Back to Irving. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For the screen on Giannis. No good from Irving. And for Milwaukee, they're shooting just 31% in the game. Here's Giannis. Got it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is a star in this league, and more the team trusts him in those moments.
And they go to the intentional foul. .43 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Irving double team. To the paint. And so they foul intentionally.
First personal foul. Second team foul. Shooting for Dallas. Maxi Kleber taking 2 shots.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. He's able to hit the second one, and that increases their lead to 6. Timeout called, the Bucks. They're trailing by 6. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
It's funny, at this point in the game, the coach is asking the team to be perfect. They haven't been to this point.
got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Antetokounmpo. Good. And now they trail by just 4.
Big-time shot from young Giannis there. He feels more and more comfortable in these big moments.
Second personal foul. 13 foul.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5.
It's got to be something else to be a teammate of Irving's. What a generational talent.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Yeah, the lead getting safer and safer as these free throws from the stripe go in.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're behind by 6. 27 seconds left in the game. Seven seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And it's Lillard missing. And now we've got the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
At the line for the Mavericks, Tim Hardaway Jr. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. And it's Milwaukee's ball.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
Do you want to keep expending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one? That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
First personal foul. 15 foul. At the line for the Mavericks, Luka Doncic taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6.
The all-around game of Doncic is impressive. A walking triple-double threat every night.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game. 15 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Giannis outside. Middleton for 3. Kleber with the rebound. Now, here is Irving. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who's standing by with our player of the game. Take it away, David.
Thanks very much, Kyrie. It looked like you were in an extra crispy special kind of zone tonight. How did you do it?
Man, well, the beauty is in the process. It's in the preparation. You know, before I get here, I'm trying to get locked in mentally. Just trying to come out here and put on a good performance, lead my team, do the best job I can. That's all I'm trying to do.
It was all on display tonight, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
Much appreciated, David. And that about does it for the final game of the NBA regular season. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Introducing the starting five for your New Orleans Pelicans. At forward, 6'9", number 25, Trey Burke. At shooting guard, 6 feet 7 inches, number 5.
Joining 2K Sports for NBA action this Sunday afternoon. Joined by Grant Hill, Steve Smith, and Allie LaForce. I'm Brian Anderson. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for James Harden.
And the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. That's not what you want, and I'm sure it's something he's well aware of.
Now the opening lineup for the Los Angeles Clippers. Filling out the wings, it's Mann and George. Kawhi and Zubac make up the front court. And it's Harden in at the point guard position. And for New Orleans, the backcourt, McCollum and Jones. Zion and Valanciunas in the middle. Well, the last day of the season is finally here, Smitty. Some teams will get an early vacation. Others getting ready for playoff time.
Well, B.A., I'm sorry. I couldn't tell you what that early vacation feels like. I only missed the playoffs once in my entire career.
McCollum with it. He played a great game against Golden State. Jones finds Williamson. Williamson. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, man, I'm happy I didn't have to box out Zion. He's a load.
Out of bounds, it'll go to the Pelicans. Well, New Orleans hasn't made the playoffs in consecutive years since 2008, 2009.
You know, B.A., that was back in the Chris Paul era. They only reached the postseason twice with Anthony Davis. But in recent years, injuries have prevented them from reaching their potential.
Now here's McCollum. You know, his impact on offense has been terrific, scoring just around 20 points a game. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't take the lid off. Outside Harden. Here's Mann. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Pure from three-point range.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
McCollum outside. Back to Williamson. Pass to Valanciunas. McCollum taking his time here. Back to Valanciunas. 5 on the clock. From in deep. And the basket good. A bank shot that time.
Such an effective playmaker. You got to be impressed with CJ's ability to hit open teammates.
McCollum against Harden. Zubac with a screen on McCollum. Harden against Williamson. Pass to man. Fires the three. Doesn't go that time. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 for 5 here in the first. Back to McCollum. And that one drops for him.
We see you, C.J. McCollum, playing down low.
George outside. Launches it. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
What a huge shot to beat the buzzer. My goodness.
He had to rush that one a little, but terrific stroke from range.
It's a tie game in New Orleans. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. Good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen from the Pelicans, what do you think, guys?
You know, they've been relentless in how they attack the paint.
They came in looking to attack from the get-go, willing to be physical and setting the tone.
Zion Williamson out there with Larry Nance. Then there's Najee Marshall. Then there's Jose Alvarado. And it's Hawkins in at the shooting guard position. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter. You know, over his career, Paul George has racked up more than his fair share of accolades, Grant.
Well, he's a fixture at All-Star Weekend, that's for sure. Now, he's made the All-Defensive Team more than a few times. He's had an outstanding career.
So it's the Pelicans now. Alvarado outside. We've got 1:13 left in the half. Pass to Hawkins. Lets it go from deep. The Clippers grab the miss. Westbrook left side. It's Powell on the wing. George outside. And again, it's the Clippers missing. George has gone 1 for 3 on the night. Picked by Williamson. Marshall passes to Williamson. Oh, the dunk by Williamson.
This is what you want. Zion finishing out of pick and roll. Put that play on repeat.
Westbrook outside. Lets it fly. And the Clippers miss again.
The defensive breakdown gives him a wide open look, but he can't take advantage.
Hawkins, the pass to Alvarado. Now here's Nance. Ooh, good D by Plumlee.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
You know what he did? He timed it well and did a good job of contesting without committing the foul.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. The Pelicans on top, up by 2. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Hello and welcome. Let's get right into it. The story tonight is a tight matchup for the Clippers after 2 quarters. In a tight contest like this one, where it could go either way, it seems, how would you guys have used your halftime break?
I try to get a strategy figured out for the rest of the game. If you have a plan in mind, you can come back on the floor with confidence. That's what they need.
I take a little nap, get my energy back, maybe eat a sandwich or 2.
Oh, man, the stuff that works for you, Shaq, definitely wouldn't work for these guys.
He's just built different, Jet. And now let's talk about those Pelicans. This game has been extremely competitive.
Well, they got the extra credit for their hustle on the glass, playing with great energy and intensity. They came into this game determined not to be outworked.
And what I like, it's pretty much every possession. They just don't take many plays off.
And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining us. We send you back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And Grant, as someone whose career spanned eras, you feel playing defense is more difficult than it was 2 decades ago?
Oh, B.A., it's much more difficult, in part because the contact allowed is much more strict. Shooters can create contact and be rewarded with free throws, and the skill level on offense has truly raised. It makes it tough for the defender to really get down and play that tough-nosed defense.
Checking out the group for Ty Lue to start the second half. George and Kawhi, the talented forward pair. Terrence Mann is out there with James Harden. And it's Zubac in at the center position. Harden surveying the D. Leonard outside. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist.
They know to get Kawhi the basketball. He was ready to shoot, and he knocked it down.
And for a guy who doesn't talk or emote much, Kawhi Leonard is a commanding presence.
B.A., he reminds me a little of Tim Duncan. The way Leonard just puts his head down, goes to work, and leads by example.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Brian, the Clippers next season will inaugurate their futuristic new home court in Inglewood, designed to give fans every comfort, and the Clippers a distinct advantage as well. Along the baseline, 5,000 fans will fill 51 uninterrupted rows. The section, nicknamed The Wall, is acoustically designed to be loud. So, Brian, you better get ready.
Turn it up. Thanks, Allie.
An absolute marksman from three-point land. Paul George can drain these in bunches.
Williamson left side. And the basket is good. Williamson's got 6 points.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
And it's Leonard with the ball for the LA Clippers. It's a 1-point game. Can't hit that one. Great D that time from Williamson. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Jones finds Williamson. Picked by Williamson. McCollum against Harden. Back to Williamson. Just 5 on the clock. With the fadeaway. Again, the Pelicans good for 2.
It's clear that Zion knows his strengths. Good at sensing when he should shoot it.
Here's George. No good on the buzzer beater. And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game we've got going. The Pelicans on top. They lead by 3. And time for a short break. Stay right there. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
Let me tell you, when you can run offense through your bigs, you give the defense just another thing it has to try and take away.
Three tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the fourth. Zion and Valanciunas in the middle. The backcourt, McCollum and Jones. That's the Pelicans 5. Harden against McCollum. Pass to Williamson. That's in. Coming off an assist from McCollum. McCollum's got 3 assists now in this one. The Clippers trail. A Harden. McCollum defends. Here's George. Hits the jump hook.
Defense does a good job, but George won't relent. He rises to meet their challenge.
A minute 22 left to play in the fourth quarter. It's Valanciunas with a screen on Harden. McCollum pass to Valanciunas. And that one's good.
Beautiful call that time up the floor. The hard screen frees him up for the bunny.
Now here's George. Defense is right there. Zubac screen. He shoots it. Back to George. Yes! What a beautiful shot. Brings him within threes.
Big points as the stakes rise, so does George's impact on the game.
Now here's McCollum. He takes it in. Pass to Williamson. Valanciunas with it. Off the mark there with a three.
The defense got lucky there. That's one you expect him to drain.
Leonard can't get it to go.
No wonder he's been off the mark. He's been hanging in the background, somewhat uninvolved tonight.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now Williamson. Outside Jones. Fires for three. That shot is off. And the Clippers call time here. They're trailing by 3. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. All right, guys, what's your take?
Tricky situation here. They need some kind of bucket to stay alive.
Also, interesting choice to be made right here. You need either a 3 or a quick 2 and a foul.
It's all about getting a 3 right here.
And they're looking to tie it up. Live to play another period. We'll see what they run right here.
And they foul intentionally. Now they're going to have to do that again. They're not in the penalty just yet.
Yeah, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time.
Time called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. They're in front by 3. 7 seconds left in the game. Now we've got an intentional foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for your Pelicans, C.J. McCollum. 2 shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the second.
C.J. McCollum has proven you can trust him in important situations. Let's see if he comes through again.
And the second and 2 is good. And that gives him a 4-point cushion. Timeout called, the Clippers. They're trailing by 4. There's 6 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Searching for a fast bucket, then a way to stretch things out.
And on the defensive end, they'll have to foul whomever gets the ball. No time left to be picky.
George for 3, and the Clippers miss again. And so it's the Pelicans who come out on top here. I'm sure they would have preferred a blowout victory, but a win's a win.
And so true, but you have to credit the crowd for giving them such a big boost toward the end. It really kept this team's energy high.
Thank you for the support. All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
CJ, there are always doubters about this team's capability to win at the highest levels. How much fuel do you take from that?
Honestly, I got enough motivation. I got it out the mud. I went to Lehigh University. You know what I'm saying? No one's ever been drafted from there before. So for me, it's just about showing what I can do every night and keeping the door open for the next mid-major.
I love that you never lost that underdog mentality. Thanks, CJ.
All right, Allie, thank you. And that about does it for the final game of the NBA regular season. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Steve Smith, this is Brian Anderson with our 2K Sports crew signing off. And as we leave, we give you our New Balance Player of the Game, Zion Williamson.